Hello, 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 hello. So, hi everyone, Dipanshu this side, and today would be the kind of stream which I thought why not to do for a while because I didn't want it to do, but I thought why not. So, that's why I started this stream, and my goal to start this stream was just why not to stream in the moon because I was planning from very long time to stream like this and talk something about moon because most of the time usually in night when I go to bed, I before I go to bed I sit at my terrace. So I'm currently sitting at my terrace right now, and I used to just think a lot while seeing the moon. So I was planning from very long time to do one of this kind of stream. So I thought why not to do this today. Also, my one of my main goal was not to show my face, like not to focus on myself, but on the moon, cause today's stream is dedicated for the moon especially. So let me first check if we are good to go, then let's start. Or, like most of the time this happens, like I start the stream and later I check on, then the audio was not good. Let's see. This happens, like I start the stream and later I check on, then the yes, I think yes, I'm good to go. So currently it's 11:05 and my goal is to stream until 12 maybe midnight, and then I'll be leaving. So I've planned to start a kind of a series or a challenge. I have made a dedicated YouTube for that, a video also for that. I'm starting out few challenges to do on different platforms, including one on the Instagram which I have started 3 days ago, and today is the day 3. And same way I am also planning to start a few challenges for YouTube also. One of that was to upload one video on YouTube daily, but I can't think a lot, and I don't want to like make a video which doesn't have any meaning, like meaningless video. I want to do make video something which is meaningful or something at least valuable. So that's why I didn't want to do hurry. So basically, like now I am planning to just start a series, or I'm starting a series from today only. uh, Goal is simple. Almost 274 days are left in 2026 to end. 3 months have gone, like Jan, Feb and March. 9 months are left. So my goal is to simple stream daily, sometimes maybe once a day, maybe twice, and sometimes I'll try to do twice a day. So let's see how does it goes. Also, like one thing which I wanted to share, especially about the moon, because the today's stream is dedicated to the moon only. That like I was thinking when I usually sit in at my terrace, like this place only, but on the stairs, and I just used to watch this moon, and at the same time, like one of the thought which came in my head, I was just thinking like this, like most of the time we as people like ignore very little things. Like when I see moon, like people have different opinion, different views when they see moon. Like most of the time when I see the people see the moon, they say like moon is beautiful, what a beautiful moon. Like most of the shairis and other stuffs are also dedicated to the beauty of moon, like how does the moon look. But people most often forget like the symbolism behind the moon, like uh, think it like my way, like just bear it for with me. Like for example, the moon you are watching right now in the sky, I think the camera can't capture the exact video quality of the moon, but this is the same moon which, when existence never human did never existed, and still this moon was in the sky or used to come in the sky at night. This is the same moon. Like think like that. Like how how old the moon is. Like when on this planet there used to be only dinosaurs and no human civilization, tall dinosaurs in the sky at night, like when we see in Jurassic Park or some movie, like at night when very tall dinosaurs were used to move around the planet, and there was no human civilization at that time. Also this moon used to shine bright like this maybe a million years ago, and then came the human civilization. Like imagine our ancestors, late ancestors, like maybe 10,000 years ago, the cavemans, our fathers, great grandfathers, like the early ancestors which came on this planet. They used to like, they didn't even know how to talk to each other. They didn't wear clothes because there was nothing like clothes. They didn't knew, like they couldn't even figure out what was happening around them. But still at the night they used to see this. They you would have used to see this moon at night, and they couldn't. They might haven't understand like what is this at that time, and they might used to think like what is this, and like from cavemen the time changed, and moon was still like up in the sky every night or most of the nights. And then came kings and rulers, and when and king used to go for a war, or queen were used to stay at night in the palace, or kind of like emperors, whatever this is, big infrastructure. Then queen at night used to see this moon and think of whosoever they want. Like they used to see that this used to see that moon, same this moon exactly. Like can you imagine, like this is the same moon which used to come at night every night in the past, in history. Like our great grandfathers and sisters used to see this moon at the night, and they don't know like what they used to think when they see this moon. Like most of the time I think, when I see this moon I used to think like after maybe 1,000 or 10,000 years ago, when me and my family would be gone, and hopefully I would have my next generation, and they might have forgotten like about us, for, just like we have forgotten about our ancestors. We don't even know like who were they, what was their name, and how did they survive world war, kings and kingdoms, fights, cavemen. Like we don't know about them. We hardly can't remember our second or third generation of ancestors. And at the same time, when we would be gone, and our maybe seventh or eighth generation from us would have forgotten about us, and they might be also thinking same, like when they would be, whenever go or try lie in the see this moon at the night, they would also like think about something when they see this moon, and they might be referencing about something else. And this is such a significant like thing we see right now. Imagine like when there used to be World War One and World War Two, and the soldiers used to fight maybe in Russia or wherever they were on the planet mountains, and they were fighting, and the war is still going on, and they might be lying at a night, or they might be taking cover in the night at the around some mountain, and they might be seeing this moon at night, and they might be thinking like when they would leave back to their home with their family, and now they all are dead. Like, how deep significant this moon is. Like, even if we take a reference from just present world, there might be, if not billions, then at least millions of people who exactly the same time might be seeing this moon and might be suffering in their lives and thinking about something or some fake scenarios about their life which they want in their future. Like, I don't know, like, how am I able to tell this? Like, am I telling if I might able to, like, express what I am feeling and what I feel when I see this moon? I don't know, but like how deep it is. Like, most of the time people forget the significance of moon, and that just make me feel sad. Like, most of the time whenever I see any anyone around, say I would, like, hardly any one or two person I haven't seen. Like, whenever I see someone online or of my friend talk about moon, they see like how much beautiful the moon is, but they forget to realize the deep, like, significance, or what do I say, like, my English is not too much good. They forget to understand the deep significance of moon, like how old is moon, and how many people behind us or came before us and went by, and how many people still are alive and seeing this moon, and after maybe a million years ago, when our whole civilization would be upgraded, I don't know how would it look like if we survive, like, and we don't fight like crazy. Then I don't know, like, it's even when I, like, don't try to think, like, one thing I've realized lately, like, most of the time when from last 1 year I was, like, working on this, like, I was trying to control what I think, and this is a really stupid way. Like, lately I've realized you can't control what you think, you can only control what you do, and what you do decides what you would think. Like, whatever you do consume, or what especially online, or whatever you read, based on that your brain makes the thinking or thoughts, and these thoughts, like, come up indirectly. You can't control these thoughts. What you can do is hardly, like, stop these thoughts coming when you meditate or something like that. So whenever I see moon, like, there are a lot of thoughts which pop up in my head, and I don't know why. Like, when I was in school, I don't used to think like this, and history was not something like I liked, like I loved or something like that, but I used to study history just for marks. But now, when there is no such pressure to do good or something, like study history, now I'm loving it. Like, I enjoy reading about past, especially how people survived and lived their life in misery, and how they, like, how they brought up the civilization. Like, I think, and it feels like overwhelming, like how much people have sacrificed their present time for us to exist now. Like, in current time, like, for example, in today's time I see like most of the time people are obsessed with their self, like they care about themselves only. Like if we talk about, we don't care about any other thing, like we do like lot of things they care about themselves. And imagine if exactly like this our ancestors, our great grandfathers also have thought about themselves, like they don't give a shit about innovation or upcoming generation, then how would have been we never would have came. Especially whenever I hear from any female that having a kid is a choice or something like that, like we don't want to have a kid, we would end as, like I see most of the time even men and women both, I hear from both genders, like people say that our generation or our bloodline ends with us. And I feel that's such a sad thing to say. Like imagine at least thousands of your ancestors thought about having their next generation, and the outcome of that was you, and now you just decide that you would end that with yourself. That's such a selfish way to think. Like imagine if your father didn't plan or they didn't want you, and they said that now my generation would end with us, then you would have never seen this world. I'm not saying like it is good or bad, but I'm saying like if your parents didn't fulfill their responsibility of having you, then you wouldn't have been existed at the first place to make this decision. And most of the thing most of the thing I feel like are related to keeping the human civilization alive and growing it at the maximum. So I don't know, like a lot of thought pop up in my head, so I thought why not to share. Also I thought like from last 4 to 5 days I was thinking like to stream, but I didn't know what to stream, so that's why I didn't started the stream. But then I thought why not, like I don't have proper equipments to do much other than just streaming with the camera, so I thought why not to at least until then work on my English communications. So one of my main goal from this would be to at least go live for maybe a half an hour or 1 hour and speak on any topic or something, so that I could improve my communications more. Like I need to work on my speaking skills more. Like my sister has a very good speaking skills because she used to work since the school time, and I never worked on that seriously. Never I took that seriously. So now I thought why not to take that step, considering that I would be doing everything I do online in English only, because like whatever happened, like how English became so important for means of communication. Now nobody cares about that, but now the point is that English is the important language, and if you want to reach maximum civilization or most of the civilization and you want to connect with them, talk with them, then you need to have at least know know how to speak in English as much efficiently as much you can. Like, and that's why I feel like in the beginning I was planning to like start streaming and other stuff in Hindi, like, but then I felt like it is far much better to speak in English and learn it rather than just being in that comfortable zone and speaking the only language which I have been speaking since childhood. So also I don't know like if you can hear a background noise. I think there is a jagran going on in background. I was just setting up my stream maybe 20 minutes ago earlier, and there was no noise. It was silent. But now it started. So yeah. Also, in the upcoming week, I would be going. I would be going to Bombay for an exam, and I am planning to do something, or at least make a vlog or something out of it. Like me, I want to start or become more comfortable with camera. And one of the, like, if you might have connected or you might be following me on Instagram, then I have started the series of making at least one video daily about any one topic which I believe in, and uploading one video daily on Instagram for rest of the year. And one of my main goal there is to improve as much as I can my anxiety of speaking in front of the camera, at the same time my communication skills, and at the same time my intellectuals. Like, before I started the stream, I was just watching a psychologist. You might have heard, if I don't know, Mr. Jordan Peterson. And that guy, I would say, since I started listening him, most of the thing I agree with him. And like, I feel someone like me whenever he speaks on most of the topics. And like, he speaks what I believe and what I think exactly. He speaks my thoughts on a bigger platform. And I was seeing few of his lectures where he was telling, like, if you want to improve yourself, the only way to do is work on yourself. And one of the biggest thing which you need to work is of your fear to start new things. Like, when I, when I was in school, I whenever I, like, my sister used to say, like, start speaking in English, you are not confident, your body language shows that. At that time I just used to ignore her, and I used to tell her, like, no, I am confident, like, I don't fear anyone, I have no fear of speaking on stage or something like that. But she used to push me, like, speak, go on the stage, take up the topics at any event. But at that time I didn't accept myself, I would say. I used to live in that, nah, I know, I don't need that. But now I am realizing lately, like, yes, I am lot of camera shy, anxious, and whatever, all those things. And the biggest thing is, like, the problem is that not that I am anxious, but the problem is that I am not pushing myself. And like, the lecture which I was hearing earlier on before the stream was from that Jordan Peterson, where he was telling, this is only like, imagine you want to imagine you are 23 years old, and you want to be anything. Like, you can assume anything. You want to be a dancer or anything you can assume. Like, for example, if I say, like, imagine you want to be a streamer and you want to stream, but you have a fear of speaking. Like, you want to create content, or you want to make YouTube videos or anything like that, and you have fear of facing the camera. And whenever you turn the camera on, your face goes blank, and your mind stops thinking. Like, you can't think properly. And then you think, like, this is a short term fear, and that would go away after maybe few weeks or months, and you just start ignoring it. Now imagine 5 years have passed by and you still haven't started, and you are now 28. and still you have fear of facing the camera, and because of which you haven't started making videos or started streaming which you want to do, then imagine how much bad situation you would be. And I made a reel out of this, was like, if you are someone who want to start something new and you have a fear of failing, or you have a fear of something in your inside yourself because of which you can't push yourself out and start doing the thing which you want to do because of anxiousness or what people gonna think, or you can't like encourage yourself and can't gather enough courage to start something new which you like genuinely, then I would just say one thing, like, which I have faced lately, that if you are someone like this, then just imagine 5 years later on and you still haven't started the thing. Like, there was a story in our school when I was in 10th maybe or ninth. There was a story of a kid who has a fear of water, and he was very afraid to like jump in the pool and learn swimming, and his mother and his friend used to push, like, you need to learn swimming. But he used to go on the beach, but he never entered the water because he has fear of entering the water. And then there was a saying that whenever you want to learn something new and you have a fear like what would happen if I do that, then the best time to do something is just do at that moment. Like, jump in the water when you have the most fear of not jumping, because once you are left at that place and you don't take action, then that fear would never go and you would never start. And that would be the very worst part. Like, even if you start something new and that fails, that would still give you a satisfaction that you tried. But imagine if you want to start something but you didn't start at that time, and years passed by, and then you live in that regret. And I would say, if you have to choose between regret and failure, then 100% choose failure, because at least failure would give you a satisfaction that you tried. But that regret that you didn't even tried would kill you inside. Like, it's like a termite which would like make you very whole from inside, and it's really hard to overcome that. Like, you wasted so many years and you could have started. And I see a lot of people around me also, like, living in that do deep loop, thinking about the past in present and wasting their potential maybe they could have achieved in future if they work now or even right now. So even one of the main my reason of starting streaming was this only, like, 6 months, 7 months. It's been 7 months since I started streaming. In November I started, if I'm not wrong, November or October. And when I started, my one of my main goal was just this only, that even if I fail to reach where I want to reach, at least still I would be proud of myself that I tried. Like, and I have realized lately, like, once you start doing, like, when I started, I might have not gained the results which I wanted, but still I have improved a lot, like in terms of my communication and fear of speaking out. I have improved a lot when I see look back to my old videos where I couldn't even say a full sentence in one line. Like, when I watch my stream back now, even my videos which I recorded earlier on 3 years ago, 4 years ago, which I never uploaded, I see myself like I can't even sit in front of the camera for 3 seconds straight and look in front of the camera. And now it's much better. So I feel like when you start enjoying the failures, you start winning. I would say that, like, this is something I would say, like, when you start enjoying the failures, then you would start winning. Like, people who are afraid of failures, this become stagnant and they don't try. And that's the biggest mistake, because time never stops, and then when the time passes by, they start living in that regret that maybe they should have at least tried and fight for themselves. Especially in India and the third world countries, I would say this is a really bad s- scenario for at least generation like us. Our generation is still, I would say, 100% better than the generation in past, but still I would say it's not like lately I was thinking, like, when we compare our 2026 with 1916 or 1900s, we see like our time is much better than their times. But still, when I see like compare just our time like in 2025 and 2026, still in our country people around us still are afraid to fight for their dream. And like when we were born and we were in school, and if you are from middle class or lower middle class, then your family is not that much educated or intellectual that they could think and they could push you to be yourself. Like if you let yourself choose what you want to do in your life, because they have seen a lot of hard times, so they just want you to be independent financially, and because of that they push you towards studies and other sections or other fields which might give you a high return in terms of financial, but you might not like the work which you are supposed to do to attain that financial success. And lot of people, I would say, still even if it's first world country or third world country, 95%, not 95%, I would say, like, but roughly I am 100% damn sure, like more than 50% of the population still can't even gather enough courage to fight for their dreams. Either they realize late that this the work they are doing is not something which they would do want to do in their life, and when they realize, until then they have a lot of burden of family and other stuff to take care of. And when they were kid, they were never told what they want, they can do what they want to do. Like one of the example I can take is that recently I was watching few videos of Justin Bieber, a singer. When he was kid around 4 or 5 or 6, he used to like make a rhythm by like beating bed and few furniture, and his mother made him join singing classes and instrumental classes, and then he started singing. Then his mother bought him guitar and other stuff. So like he chose what he really liked, and he started working on that since early stage, from 6 7, and after maybe 15 to 20 years of working on his art, now he have reached that level which he is right now. Similarly, like when I see like Mr. Beast, he also talk about this, like when he was 11, 12, 13, and he did not used to tell what he's doing in his basement room, and he used to make videos since 12, 13, 14, 15, and he's making consistently videos. And there is something which he just started working and put his time for years, and then he became what he is now right now. But people hardly take that much kind of risk. Like whenever you see a story of any person who is immensely like successful in whatever he do, for example Mr. Beast, when in one of his videos he was saying like if YouTube didn't work out for him, he didn't know like what he would do. He would still be creating videos even if he didn't make anything out of it. Like I feel you start doing anything which you really like and devote your whole life until the moment you die to that art which you like, then at least you would have that satisfaction that yes, you gave it all and you enjoyed it, even if you didn't reach to that point in terms of financial or uh, fame or status, some kind of thing, but at least you tried and you gave it all what you have, and your soul is happy. The main point is like you are satisfied with your soul, like the stuff you did your whole life, you enjoyed that and you loved what you did. And I also talk about this, like I have a friend, I still am connected with this guy. He's my childhood friend. At one point of it, during our school life, early life, when I was in maybe first, second, third, we were very close friends, and then we didn't like our friendship like became little distant, not ended, but little we separated because of friend groups and all. But he still is my friend, and we talk together, and he wants to be a cricketer, and he plays cricket from last maybe 10 to 12 years. He's working on that, and I see like if he doesn't reach the financial or fame or something like status to that level, still he might make a living out of that cricket. Maybe he might open coaching and he start teaching kids. At least he would do the thing which he loved the most, which would give him satisfaction, and that is what really matters, like I feel. How many minutes are we in? Is it? Yes. It is tough, like it is really tough if you start doing the things which you want to do, like it is better than not even trying. I think the moon has shifted a lot from the frame. So yes, I'm also, yes, as I told earlier on, this week I might also go to Mumbai, and I'll go. There are chances that I might go alone. Let's see how does it goes. This would be my second visit to that city, state, and the last, like this would be my second visit. Yes, before that I visited only once Mumbai in our summer vacations. I at that time maybe I was around in fourth or fifth, if I'm not wrong, and it would be a little emotional to go there. Was first time when I went there. I went with my whole family, and at that time my mom was there. So this time that might be a little different. Like I would be visiting on my own. But let's see how does it goes. Also, this month is one of the very important month because most of the exam which I gave, the result would be out this month only, and I would be selecting the college which I'll be going. So this is one of these important month in terms of that. Also, like I was thinking lately, like I've realized living alone is tough, but if you find a purpose and you work on yourself, then it becomes easy. Like people who are depressed and who live alone, one of the main reason, like I feel when I don't do anything, that makes me much more depressed because I can't figure out my purpose and stuff which I'm doing. And when you sit idle, then there are things go on in your head. So I was also little like figuring out like it is much better to be on your own rather than being in a company where the person is with you doesn't value as much. Like I've realized lately like it is better to be alone than talking to someone on call or sitting with someone who doesn't appreciate your presence. Like I've seen I try to do that most of the time. Like also this is 41st minute. So also I don't think if I'm not wrong like I have told this in earlier one of the earlier streams also like I'll not share much about this but I talked with a person in terms of dating and it went horribly long from my side. Like we were texting and all and she didn't like the way I texted her and I was too forward. Like I didn't know how to do this. I'm learning the things like most of the time like when I reach out people I don't know how to reach out properly. Because of them they feel awkward or whatever and they don't reply. Like that's the point like you have to learn how to talk, how to text to someone in a way that they don't feel certain way. Let's sit for 2 minutes more and enjoy the moonlight. I don't think the camera could capture the clarity of the moonlight. Yes, like in real life it looks much more clear, but still, let me try to zoom it out a little. Hmm. Hmm. Like this is the view right now, and I think let's end it now here. Just wanted to talk about few things which I'm done. So from tomorrow on, I'll be going live most probably twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening or during this time around 11. So if I go live in the evening, then maybe that would be if I do some workout or something like I learned calisthenics or something like that, or in at 11 at this time before I go to bed. So let's see how does it goes. And yeah, I thought why not to go live and just work on a few things. I think I'm done with this today. So thank you for watching, and if you are someone and you would like to talk or say something, then I would highly appreciate anyone who is watching on any platform. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want to talk something or say hi, then I would really appreciate if you can say something on any platform you're watching. Or else I'll be going just ending the stream, and now I'll be going on bed. Like it's really good and nice to see like people join. Last time when I maybe on March, yes, on 3rd, 4th March when I streamed, I met with one person. I can't remember his name exactly, but he was a really nice guy and he joined. And like I meet really nice people on this platform most of the time, unless they are scam or something they are trying to scam. I met a person who also wanted to start streaming, and he's also still struggling to fight his anxiety or fear of camera and other stuff. Before that also I met few good person on this platform. At this time I don't know like currently why it's showing 2 3 viewers. Maybe that's a glitch or something. Alright, if if someone wants to say hi on any platform, then I would highly appreciate, or maybe I would love to talk if anyone is there on any platform. Or else I'll end the stream in maybe one more minute I'll take, and then I'll end the stream. Like I'm learning on few things. Like what by streaming, my three goals is like I was like, as I told earlier, like I was listening to Mr. Peterson, and in which he told like if you want to be legit or whatever, like speak with conviction, and three things like you should know what you are speaking with all the information you have on that topic, and speak when only you are asked to or when it is needed to speak. Like I'm learning few things, lot of things, and my goal is to like from today start doing three things. I'm learning to read, learning to write, and learning to speak at the same time. So I have, as I told earlier, I've also started reading book 12 Rules of Life, just to increase my habit of reading. And the writing I do in form of journal only. Like most of the time when I write in diary, then I write. And speaking, I'm trying to improve my speaking by this streaming thing. So that's it for now, and see you guys tomorrow, hopefully in the morning. Bye.